Your house is the place where you see the world from, your unique seat and worldview. And this is my attempt to answer, what is my worldview? What exists from where I'm sitting? What do I see? Who am I? Where am I in it?
So my name is Celeste Krishna, and my first project was called Monarchs.
Monarchs was a project where, for the majority of the songs, I wrote and played them like simultaneously. I was not a studied musician coming with knowing music. I'd taken like a couple lessons, like when I was a kid kind of thing. So it felt like a time of discovery, and it was discovering being an artist. It was discovering being a songwriter. What it was about was playing the songs with a band. And so after I left Texas and I was up in New York, I was like, I need to do something different. I needed to represent a whole different part of myself. I wanted to be aggressive, I needed groove, I needed beats, and that was like the beginning.
I am glowing ember. And when I die, take me upstate, take me to West Texas, fly me to the Gulf of Mexico. Don't need my body there. No ashes necessary in these gardens of my soul. Don't wash my...
I also kind of had gotten this place where I was like, I want to be able to work soul. I want to be able to go to a cabin in the woods and like make a song and like demonstrate everything that I want it to do, and not need to wait on anybody else's schedule or availability or whether we were jiving or not. Then that's all of a sudden writing becomes this whole other thing. It becomes like making sounds, like that becomes part of the art form. And that alone time for me is where I feel like I'm really doing a lot of like the art. Hello from upstate. Meet Karen's artist residency.
Where it's from.
Celeste has a really clear creative vision. Like, you come to the table with demos that are like really fleshed out, you have song structures, you have lyrics, like you have the vision for the album. So like, where does she need support? And then I can be supportive in that way. But being in a supportive role and not trying to impose myself.
Talking about how it feels just kind of like we're hanging out, like with a girlfriend. As a kid, what me and my friends did a lot were be creative, make worlds, like make a theater play or build a house in the woods that had this a lot of stories, a lot of pretend. It just feels like play.
It feels like play, and for me, it's so important to keep building creative relationships with other women as adults. Because like you're talking about like kind of super playful, creative vision, world-making thing that I had as a kid. But bringing that into my adult self and not feeling like I have to comply with the way things are done in the music industry. Like, maybe we can actually make our own culture of what popular music can be, what music production can be, what adult creative collaboration can be.
On the throne, with my Irish goodbye, you lost your seat in my life.
Sneak it in there. Yeah, no, I was actually even feeling part A more too.
From the foothills to the Catskills, my blood spills Appalachian.
So before we began rehearsals for the album, I did something called my Blue House Family Dinner, and I invited a lot of the key people who have been around me while I've been writing and making the album. And at the beginning, I told them what they represented in the house itself. It's a physical thing. And Adele is the house's midwife, so she's helping me give birth. And then Marianne is my playmate. Marianne is really, really important to this album. We co-wrote a couple of the tunes. I feel like she's a real creative producer in the album because conceptually she and my friend Hannah are the people who I've talked to most intimately about actually what the album means. Felipe, Adele's husband, he's been working with me on some vocal recordings. He's also been working as a co-producer on the album. And then, let's see, Camille Gaynor-Jones is playing drums on the record. And then I saw her playing drums recently in a jazz trio when I was walking my dog in the park. And she was playing that same day in the jazz trio with an upright bassist named Ian Kinselar, who just had such a feel, so I got his number. Luca is a good friend of Adele and Felipe. We were looking for a second drummer, and thankfully he was available. My friend Josh, my best friend, is gonna sing on the album. Just trying to make a lot of space for people that I love. My brother's aunt, my uncle's aunt, my grandma's voice, Angel's voice, my mom's idea. There's all kinds of people in the album.
We cry, we live and we die together on this drive. These stories line the map of my heart, planted in an Alabama garden. They mark the memory.
The house is a space where people can enter. A house is a place where Adele is building. A house is a place that Felipe is building. That, you know, all these different people are touching and shaping the form of what this thing is going to be. My family is from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. My mom's side and my maternal line through my mom, her mother, and her mother have been living for 6 generations on the same street in Tuscaloosa. And on this street is a blue house. My grandmother's mom built the house. And then my grandmother grew up in the house. And then my mom and her 2 sisters grew up in the house. And now my grandmother's still living in that house. So that is the literal blue house and the inspiration for the title. I just feel like where my childhood is where a lot of like my heart formed. And so I feel like my heart is literally like planted there in Alabama, like in this house.
We will carry you on. We will carry you on.
That was fun. I was starting to feel my grandma.